Hi, it's Lori from Positive Thanks Living. Today we're going to do day 9 and I'm going to use a winter element. This is from Barbara's list and a wintry floral element. I don't know if this counts, but it looks like perhaps holly or mistletoe to me, and it's from a Christmas card. I can assume perhaps that it is. I have some plain paper. This is a Strathmore linen paper cream, and I used some Distress ink, Distress Oxide, which is new to me, on it, and it makes a pattern when you dot water on and heat it up again. So I'm going to show you how I did that. But the plan is to use these strips I took off of old Christmas cards on the back, on the front, of that, and place this floral element over top. So first let's work with the Distress Oxide and see if I can replicate what I had. Distress Oxide is new to me, and I really don't understand the true science behind it, why it's different than the other ink. There are many videos that will explain the whole process, including ones by Tim Holtz, the originator. So I recommend that if you're curious and want to learn more, if you want to think about purchasing an oxide or a group of oxide inks, take a look at those videos. I'll see if I can link one or two below just to let you know. So what I'm doing is just spreading the ink on this mat, and it's a coated mat, so nothing seeps through. And then spritzing some water onto the ink that's on the mat, and you see how it bubbles up. It creates a interesting pattern when I place the plain paper down on top of it, which is what I'm going to do. And I'll just lay it on top and move my hand over it, and you see that this ink then transfers to the paper. There's quite a bit left, and what I'm going to do is just continue to lift it up so that as much as possible the ink transfers to my page. The interesting part happens, in my limited understanding, once you dry the page and then wet it again. So let's see if I can duplicate my experience. So there's the one I've done before. See how it's already drying a wee bit there already? Pardon the noise. Nothing like watching paper dry on camera. You know what? I'll let it dry and we'll play with it after I've done the actual page that I'm working on. The idea with this page for day 8 is it's slightly shorter than the other pages in my book because it goes on the back of day 8. Oh, this is day 9, right? And so I thought what I'd do is just make this into a little pocket. So I can put some journaling stuff behind there. You can see that it's just going to be on this side. So I have this piece of paper. I may end up sewing. Sewing. My sewing machine is very old. I first got it when our daughter was born, and that's 3 decades and more ago. I have these strips from Christmas cards that I want to lay down on this paper in a design. And we'll see how it goes. And we'll use good old-fashioned glue stick to do that. I would be really smart if I would use my mat here, I think, to glue. So I think I'll do that because it wipes off so beautifully. I like this color of blue that I chose. So I'm going to have that as my first one on the page. I'm trying to get it straight, or as straight as possible, so that it's, now there I have a gold. I think I'd like red beside it. And this is slightly, if you can see it on camera, it's got a slight sheen or a metallic to it, this Christmas card strip. I suppose I could use this as the prompt for a recycled item also, because it's I'm recycling old Christmas cards. I think I'm going to find that I end up doing the prompts more than once, or a combination of the prompts in a different combination more than once. What I am learning is how to put the different combinations together, which is kind of fun. Now I have this. Wonder. Interesting. I have this one too. This. Huh. I think I may do this one. Yes. That's the combination I'm going to go for. Put it down. And actually, you can't even see a lot of the paper that I distress inked. That's okay. I know it's under there. You know it's under there. I think I was concerned about the fact that I would have some paper showing in between, and I didn't want it to be just plain. Hence the Distress Oxide experiment. Three mornings a week I have my grandchildren with me. 2 of the mornings is just the baby. Well, she's not a baby, she's a 1.5 years, but she still takes a nap in the morning. So that's when I end up watching all the videos that are on YouTube about junk journaling. So when I comment on your video, on your Instagram, or perhaps a Facebook post about I'll be watching your video, it's usually because I have our little granddaughter on me, because come on, it's such a short time that they're young enough to nap in your arms. So I do that. And Mum doesn't mind. Her mum doesn't mind. And then I watch it, and I have your voices down low so that it doesn't bother her. She's used to hearing your voices too. The different countries that you're from, the different accents, whether you're Canadian and your sentences with A. I have to work hard not to do that, even though I've not been living in Canada for a couple decades. Or you're from the British, from the UK. Your voices are beautiful. The tone of your voices and your accents. Now, for you, you don't have an accent to yourself, I know. Southern voices, Southern US voices. And let's put this the correct way up There we go, number 9. This morning I spent the time she was napping watching videos about Distress Oxide because I knew that I wanted to play with this. And I must say that my experiment wasn't as thorough as the experiments I saw on YouTube, but isn't that sometimes the case? It's okay. Oop, there we go. I'm going to have to experiment with this Distress Oxide. I have only gotten the regular distressings just because I'm careful what I purchase, and most of them were already purchased before the Distress Oxide existed, because our daughter, she purchased them and they've come to live at our house since she's doing less crafting. Yeah, okay, there we go. We have the page that will go on to here as a pocket. And I think I'm going to sew it on. I don't think I'm going to glue it on, because I can still take this out, like so. All right, almost done day 9. Let's just look at the page here with the distress ink on there. It's still a little damp, and I don't know whether if I just put some water on there, whether it's going to make a difference. Let's try and sop up the water a little bit. I don't see a difference. Well, this is, pardon the sound again. Interesting. You can see perhaps this little bit of whitening, slight whitening. It's okay, I guess. I have another sheet that I had tried earlier, so there is a little bit of whitening on there. This sheet, I took the distress ink and I just put the ink pad directly down on the page. I didn't use the mat. I dragged it across the page just like so. So you can see the marks where I dragged it. Let's see if this will give us any reaction. Because this is thoroughly dry. I did it earlier. Pardon me, I'm going to turn this on again. Okay, so you see how it sort of lifts off the color when I dab it. It's like white dots on there now. I'm going to find the videos that show this properly and list them below. Because it was really cool. Anyhow, today was day 9 of Barbara's collaging challenge, December Daily Collaging 2020, and I used some strips from old cards and an image and glued them down. Here is a wintry floral element with a somewhat successful page with the Distress Oxide. I'll use this for something else. Maybe I'll tear it apart. I don't know. Day 9. Take care. It's Lori. Positive Thanks Living. Be well.